Okay, I ran as fast as I could. Hi guys! I haven't oh, it feels weird talking out here. It feels so weird, like projecting my voice in this particular spot. You feel me? Wagwan. Yeah, babies. Look at my baby Aida. She's growing so big, like so big. This one is not mine, so I don't know what's going on with her. She needs a little maintenance. It's been a while since I've done a sitting down talking video. It's been a while since this has been like my diary. All my videos are video diaries in some way, shape, or form, but I feel like I've taken a step back from just sitting down and speaking and philosophizing and pondering. So I was like, let me just turn the camera on. I couldn't think of what I wanted to do for a video if I had, even though I have a lot of footage. Okay, I have a lot of footage of like my life these recent months, weeks, days. I haven't really like been, how do you say, as transparent with y'all. I feel like, sorry, I'm like, I want the perfect angle, perfect setup. So hi, how are you guys doing? How's life? How you feeling? I'm speaking to you guys, but I'm speaking to myself too, because I was just driving home and sitting in the car and was thinking some things about life. And I'm gonna start with the astrology perspective of it all. I was thinking about a friend that I have, and I've known her for a really long time. When I met her when I was younger, there was a certain dynamic between us two, our energies, me being a fire sign, them being an air sign, and how much more like playful and energetic we might have been when we were younger, and how now like it's a lot more calm. Then I thought of a sentence someone said. I thought of a sentence I heard someone say, how change is like an integral part of life and life's journey is like what we're here to do. Like we're here to grow. You know, you come in as a little baby, this little tiny being, like literally a speck, just energy in the mama's tummy. And you grow into this toddler, this kid, this teen, this adolescent, adult, grown up, an elder. All this stuff is just a physical representation of like what we're here to do, be born and evolve. In my head, started to think about sign progressions. Naturally, everybody's natal chart, you know, it's a map, it's a contract, however you want to see it. It's literally blueprints of you, of this energy, this spirit. I'm trying to make sure y'all are able to follow me. You come in with this blueprint, and over time, like the base energy stays the same, but you do evolve. Starting from the first point, the first house, over time the energy progresses, like I was saying. I was born as an Aries, but as time progresses, I shift more into Taurus. And I was like, okay, maybe that's why I feel a lot more like mellow and grounded in recent years. And I'm maybe a little bit dull, maybe a little bit boring, but that's because the fire, like you mix the fire of Aries with the earth of Taurus, of course it's gonna extinguish some of the fire. You know what I mean? If I throw mud on a little bit of fire, because Aries is the baby, it's not a big fire, but like it's loud, I guess you can say. You mix earth with fire and it calms down a little bit. This dynamic, I'm like, maybe that's just us shifting into more mellow things, calmer things as we're growing. Then I was like, well, that's literally what makes life feel peaceful and at ease, when you just flow with the current. You flow with where you're going. As life changes, you change with it, you move with it. Then I started thinking of certain people in my life who are much older than I in terms of age. I'm like, well, they should be progressing, but sometimes I don't feel like that's the case. Thinking of one person in particular, like a very prominent male figure in my life, and I'm just like, where's the growth? When I say where's the growth, like it has nothing to do with me if somebody decides to grow or not. But that still doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention. I do like to watch. I do like to like observe people. Watching this person in particular. Okay, you don't want to grow, but I see the chaos that comes from not evolving. is really right there for you to tap into. You're just fighting against it. That's when things like illnesses happen, disease happen, because you're not allowing yourself to expand, to elevate. Yeah. When you resist the growth and change that's occurring within yourself, within your relationships, within your experiences, I think that's a lot of times when things can break apart rather than maybe a gentle undoing. Because with the friend that I was talking about prior, recently I was feeling these things around this person, and I think growing up, and experiencing this one particular version of her, or her experiencing this one particular version of me, had me like, well, it feels so different now. I don't really know what this energy is, who this person is. I felt myself like recoiling a little bit and having a little desire to like just be like, well, I feel like it's not working. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Feeling this feeling, I was like, damn, it really sucks, because it's not like this person did anything or is acting any way that's like distasteful. It doesn't feel particularly ill. I just don't know how to maneuver around it, because I was so used to experiencing her in this one way. And when it's not that way that I know, I'm just like, damn, like, is our friendship still there? Is this a connection that is as strong as I thought it was? I don't know. A lot of questions were circulating in my mind. And one of them too, I'm like, am I just not meant to have friends? Like, do they still like me? Is this connection still as strong on their end? And just a lot of like insecurities and wounds being knocked around. Being able today to have this revelation that we're just both growing into these energies and maturing. So the dynamic is not going to be the same. It would be stupid if it was the same, and I don't think it would be authentic to say our connection is really super strong if I'm not willing to grow within it. Now I think I can approach that connection with more maturity and get to know them as they are now. Get to understand our connection as it is now. You know, we experienced this one phase of life together and that was over. I don't play with that energy anymore, for real. Like, I grew from that. But now we don't know what to do with each other here. Maybe she knows, and I'm just on the outside, like, caught up in my mind stories, and she's sitting there like, she'll come to it when it's time to come to it. It's crazy because I do shy away from connecting with people sometimes really deeply, because it awakens things in me that feels very uncomfortable. And when I'm by myself, I don't have to worry too much about what's going on with X, Y, and Z outside of me. And I can really just sit in my energies and breathe my energies. But when other people come around, I just be thinking, like so many stories happening, so many energies and faces popping up, and it's tiring, it's very exhausting. But at the same time, it's really, really teaching me. And I think I'm finally, I know I said it in one of the last videos, my talking videos, me having Pluto in my 7th house, being such an intense planet, teaching you so much: transformation, death, cycles, rebirth, psychological stuff, occult stuff, very like hidden underworld type energy. To have that in my 7th house of relationships, close partnerships, contracts, because I want to say they're always going to be super intense to me. I also kind of want to learn to not take relationships so seriously. Not everything has to be like, I'm dying. It could really be like, I'm just living. It could really be like that. It is just like that. It is like that. Understanding this energy this past couple months, especially regarding my connections with women, like my female friendships. I guess growing up, spending so much time alone by myself. I have parents, I have siblings, but my age placement, I'm a middle child. My age placement is kind of like interesting. So the dynamics, I was very much like, I guess you could say like, Black sheep. I don't know if I would necessarily say black sheep, but I was a loner. I just sit in my room and I listen to music, I'd write, I dance, all this stuff, and I just be with myself. I read. At school and stuff, it was a little bit different. I was more engaging with people, but at home I was present, but I was like in my own world. Now trying to come out of this little world that I created for myself and being introduced to so many other people and lives, being exposed to so many new energies, I've had a difficult time adjusting from that solitude into community. A lot of times when I see other people in their relationships, I be thinking in my head, like, why do you put up with that? Why do y'all continue to have certain relationships that feel so uncomfortable? You know, you let people hurt you, you let people disrespect you, and you keep them around. I don't understand it. But that's really what this life is. Being at home, being in my own space, that's my sanctuary. That's my shell, essentially. Like I'm a little crab and I go into my home. The outside world, everything else is a literal battlefield. And the work isn't meant to be done in the shell. You got to be on the field. It's really commendable to me. I really respect and admire people who can continuously put themselves on the field like that and not lose their minds. I think about some of my family's relationships, and to me, y'all really all hurt each other, but you can't grow without being hurt. That's where growing pains come from. Your teeth growing in, they hurt, but you're building something. You're building something greater than you. You're a small part of something so much larger. I do ask that question of why, but I understand on a deeper level. I get it. And I'm learning now not to shy away from being a part of that something larger and actually touching people and letting them touch me, as uncomfortable as that shit is. I'm like, get your hands off me. But I need it also. Like, I want you to touch me very deeply. I'm just a little scared. And I'll work through this fear for sure. But that doesn't mean the energy is still there. If somebody stabs you, like, I'm still going to feel it. But I don't need to stab you back. I could just accept it for what it is and be like, you just woke something up in me that I needed to feel. I didn't know I needed to feel it, but here it is. Being more thankful, having more gratitude for everyone, the people who heal me and the people who hurt me. A quote that I saw recently and I screenshotted. It was talking about feminine energy, the feminine on a spiritual level. It says, a healed woman and a toxic woman are the same woman. Women are nature. Sometimes nature kills people. Sometimes nature heals people. I wouldn't say this is specific only to women because we have both energies within us. But being around more feminine energy, being around more females, being around more women has definitely awoken things a lot deeper than when I am with a man. Women are so complex. Our energies are so layered and deep. Like, it gets deep in my cells. So chaotic. When you take one woman's world and you bring it with another woman's world, it creates something turbulent, messy, ghastly.
What?
It's a wild thing. And women are meant to be wild. And I guess I've been a little, having a Virgo moon, I guess I've been a little critical of the women in my life. Like, why are y'all, why can't I understand y'all? Like, y'all are so difficult to read. And I guess that's also partially because I look at myself as a woman and I'm like, well, don't all women feel this way? But that's not the truth. We all have such complex feelings. It's a lifelong exploration. And it's like, well, I feel this way as a woman. I experience this as a woman. What are you experiencing? And it's something completely different. I need to be more accepting of that because our hormones are crazy. They're so crazy. It's so beautiful. I just want to really give gratitude for all the women, all the women, all the ladies, all my friends. As bratty as I can be, weird as I can be, needing a lot of time to really understand what's going on internally, I can understand people looking at me and being like, damn, like that's a really complex woman. And I'm really appreciative of the people who accept and embrace this mess, this chaos that is myself. I really, 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 really appreciate that. I try not to look at the camera too much because eye contact makes me uncomfortable. But I'm not looking at someone's eyes, I'm looking at myself. But I guess I'm kind of just like, well, I don't want y'all to be like, damn, why is she staring at me so hard? I think you guys are pretty. I really need to stretch. I hope when I watch this back, everything that I said flows and makes sense, but we'll see. A lot of times I be rambling and it's straight just channeling, like no direction. Just I open the mouth and it's like a speaker inside and my mouth is just open. I'm the puppet. I am the puppet. Well, I am the radio. I am the broadcaster. You feel me? Okay, well now I wanna dance. Let me get the speaker. I'm gonna clean. Wait. I'm gonna clean and listen to music.